Okay, what are you saying, people? Welcome back to another live stream. Hope you're all doing well. Like always, guys, any pairs you're looking at, any markets, any trades you're looking to get involved with or trading currently, feel free to share in the chat. We'll take a look together, see what's happening in the markets and what is going on in the markets. And if you want to follow my Telegram channel, feel free to go and do that. Links down in the description and also in the chat. I post my watch list there and also trades that I take. Feel free to go and check that out if you want to. And if you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link there for IC markets. If you want to check that out, feel free to go and do so as well. But yeah, guys, gonna dive in the chart, see what's happening. Any pairs you're looking at, just stick it in the chat. We'll take a look. Hello Ibrahim, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, as of yesterday, still currently in Euro Pound. Into this one just before the live stream yesterday, and still in this one, hasn't really done anything. You can see it's gone to the upside a little bit, came back down. Was just holding that support, which is basically the kind of the theory behind the trade, looking for the break and retest of this resistance turn support. Stop loss just underneath the zone, of course, and then this morning, nice push to the upside, big push, but price unfortunately pulled back there, giving us a big wick. So there is some local level of support resistance here, or resistance in this case, that the market is failing to break through, which it does need to for us to see some nice profit. But the key thing is that we're still above the support, and the plan, the theory behind this market here is, if as long as we stay above this level here, looking for us to go and move back to highs and continue printing these higher lows here. So we've got higher low 1, 2, 3, 4, looking for another one for another swing back to highs. So just looking for that very weak bullish trend to continue. If that's not the case and we break underneath, then like I posted on my Telegram channel, we'll flip the bias to bearish, look for the retest and then move to the downside, back down to the lows here, which is into this area here, which is where price kept bouncing from for a few days. So looking for a push back down into that. That's if we break underneath, but so far the plan is still working. We're still above that. So we need to break through this local level of resistance and looking for targets up there. Could see some new highs, but we'll just be looking for push into this 0.87 area. 2 big wicks there previously, and obviously as you can see a lot of bearish momentum to the downside there, so don't really want to push the trade too far. And euro pound, you can see it does fluctuate a lot, it does respect resistance and support a lot, so it's never really a pair that I want to hold for too long. You're trying to break numerous levels. I want to trade level to level for this one. So yeah, euro pound still in this one, not moving well, but we'll see what happens. Pound USD, sure thing, Dan, take a look. Yeah, I have never traded euro pound. It's just very, very choppy for me. Yeah, it is a very, very choppy pair. I do have to be honest, there is a very, very choppy pair. Again, a lot of cross pairs like euro pound, ADNZD, USDJPY sometimes, sometimes the CHF pairs as well. Some of those pairs are quite choppy, but again, with my trading style and the way I trade, I don't discriminate on any pair. If I see a trade setup that looks good, you know, I'll look to take the trade. Doesn't really matter what pair it is. Sometimes if I do have a good opportunity on like euro pound and euro USD, I probably would favor euro USD just because it moves a little bit cleaner. But if there's a good in the trade on euro pound, and if I'm not looking at anything else, I'll look to take it. And yeah, it's been choppy, but I've traded it a little bit here and there over the past few weeks, but we'll see how this one plays out. But yeah, we'll take a look at pound USD. So yeah, pound, we did see some downside this morning, or was it coming across from last night? I haven't really been looking at this pair too much this week. Okay, so that support there, still in play. The price swing low was resistance, but now obviously acting as support. This morning left a nice wick to the downside there, down the 4H, so that is very, very interesting indeed. So for me, for pound USD, I'm still overall bearish on the pair. I'm still a seller pretty much for all the USD pairs, AUSD, Euro USD, Pound USD. I'm still bearish on those pairs, bullish on USD CAD, obviously because it's the other way around. But yeah, I'm still expecting more strength for the dollar until some levels break on the DXY, then maybe I might change my bias. But yeah, we're trapped into this support here at 1.22. Price is obviously giving us a big wick. If this respects and we can hold this, then we could see some upside back to the highs from last week, I believe, where we left that big push to the upside, failed to sustain those highs, came back down. Could see something like this. I'll probably target this level here first, just in case, because we could roll over from that as well. And even if we do end up breaking through this, the break and retest there will look nice, just to take advantage of that range back down to the lows here at 1.935. So for me, for pound, I'm a little bit more neutral. I do have that overall bearish bias, but nothing really is setting up for any sells right now. We're respecting the support, so if anything, the buys are looking like the best bet. But yeah, not really looking at the buys for what the DXY is doing. So pound USD might see move to the upside, big wick to the downside, back into that local level of support. But pound, to be fair, you can see the price actually be very, very choppy, to be honest. And if we do see a move up there, I'll probably say sells will be looking good to take this one back down from these areas. So yeah, if I was actually looking at pound, I'll probably be focused on these areas to see if we can pull back into them to short it back down, really, because then I'll be in line with my higher time frame bias. Or even better, if we were to break underneath this level, that would be even better. Retest it and then drop back down to lows. And again, that range looks decent as well. Yeah, 200 odd pips to the downside, so that is definitely a move to look out for. But yeah, as of right now, pound USD is holding 1.22 as support, so I'd expect to see a move higher. But from my analysis, I do think that move higher will be short-lived, and the sells are still the bigger move in my opinion. Obviously, if we take out these highs, then my analysis is wrong. We could move higher. But as long as those highs remain, I'm still favoring the sells to be the bigger trade, whether we push up and then roll over from one of these areas, or we just go and break through to the downside. But end goals for pound is back at these lows here, so we'll see what happens at that 1.195 area, because we could go lower. Break above that, then yeah, my analysis is wrong, and we're pushing higher. No problem, Alpha. Happy to help. I'm kind of transitioning to scalp trades. First day to executing my set strict rules and strategies on gold for 3-week period. Okay, wicked, nice. Yeah. So what changed your mind to go into scalping? Yeah, because obviously I've scalped a little bit, but that was way back. I haven't scalped for ages. So yeah, scalping techniques, not the most educated on scalping techniques. Day trading, I can kind of use my swing trading and just kind of scale it down to day trading. But scalping, a little bit more fast paced. I suppose you could probably scale it down as well, but yeah, I mean, good luck with that. Because again, it's all about the different trading styles, different way of approaching the markets. Not everyone's going to have this exact same approach. Different pairs, different biases, different strategies, different levels, different whatever. But the fact that you got to focus on the strict rules is what's going to, keep you going. Keep you going and to keep you alive in the game for the long run. So yeah, good luck with that. And yeah, gold is a fast-paced pair, so should get some nice opportunities on that one. What time frames, Alpha, are you looking to scalp on? Ansley CAD melted. This one I was looking for another retest of that resistance, but it just melted anyway. So unfortunately, I have missed this one on Ansley CAD. This is one of the pairs I posted on my watch list for the Telegram. Before move back down to the lows here. Unfortunately, didn't get that right shoulder. Got the left. Got the head. Just didn't get the right for the move down. Analysis played out pretty well, but unfortunately didn't get an entry there. Euro USD still looking for sells for this one, although price action is just not what I want to be seeing this week. It's very choppy. Market tricky this week. Yeah, it's been tricky, to be fair. I mean, it is only Wednesday, but the momentum and the kind of the structure of price being a little bit all over the place, mainly for like the main popular pairs like Euro USD, Pound USD, gold as well. Those pairs have been a little bit choppy. Yeah, Euro USD coming back into some support here. I've got a bearish bias for this one, so not really looking to buy into that. Looking for some sells. I mean, preferably I'd love it to be up here, but not too sure if it will see that this week. To be honest, if it does come up to this resistance again, I'll start entertaining some sells, see what type of price action we can get from up there. But yeah, still bearish on Euro USD, so I'm not really looking into these buy opportunities so far. But yeah, price action has not been the best. USD CAD, if you can, of course. USD CAD. Okay, so USD CAD. Okay, so we did form that higher low. Price respected that low again and pushed to the upside. So yeah, USD CAD. Like I said, that area of the market is still kind of holding, which was this resistance here. Again, this is a high time frame analysis, but it does play its role. This is kind of this 1.29 level of resistance and support is currently holding. Obviously, that could break any time if you do come back down. We are coming into that kind of head and shoulder level on the left here. The reason why I'm saying kind of head and shoulders is because we haven't quite made those equal lows. That's typically what I want to be seeing. Not that it won't work, it could work, but the better opportunities I found in the market is when we at least come near closer to the prior low, or better yet, make some new lows. If we do something like this, those opportunities are really good because it shows that the market is trying to go bearish by taking out that low there. Whereas if the market does this and then forms a higher low, sometimes it just means the trend's just continuing really. But obviously all of that will be determined in this area. So USD CAD in this area, we just tapped into it, hourly time frame, still looking quite bullish, to be honest. Probably wouldn't have the zone that big, to be fair. Still looking quite bullish. So yeah, if we can get back underneath this, retest it, then the shorts will be looking good. Target 1 would be the lows here. Target 2 would be that price swing low down there. So yeah, USD CAD could be some nice shorts if we hold, but if we do break through, then yeah, we'll go into the upside back to the highs here, because then the market's just formed 2 higher lows for us. Well, high low here and that one breaking above that kind of head and shoulder level, retest it, buys back to highs at 1.30792. So yeah, that would be my area of interest if I was looking at USD CAD. If we break above, retest it, longs back to highs 1.30792. If we can hold as resistance, get back underneath it, then yeah, I would entertain some sells, and those would be the targets. And we could go a lot further, to be honest, because just being aware of that kind of choppy higher time frame channel that we've got going here, we could actually see another swing back down to the lows. That's definitely on the cards. But again, not trying to be too aggressive here. So yeah, pay attention to that level there. What price is that? 1.29780. So yeah, pay attention to this price here. Currently for me, price is trading above that. So if you can get back below, retest it, then the sales will look good. But yeah, if we'll start bouncing off this, throwing some wicks to the downside, respecting that level, then I think USD CAD most likely be heading back to these highs, and maybe see some higher highs. And again, like I said, still bullish on dollar. So that kind of ties into that bias, even though dollar has been very, very messy. And we do have an important level here to see what the dollar does. Very, very important level, to be honest, because if we respect this, dollar could fall. If we get back above this, then we're just back inside the range and you expect to move to the highs. So yeah, keep an eye to see what happens here with dollar actually. Now, although I'm bullish on dollar, if we respect this level and start to reject it, throw some more wicks, then I would probably change my bias actually. I would actually change my bias. But if we can get back above, then I'll obviously remain bullish. Hey King City, welcome to the stream. You're up early. But yeah, you're up early. Welcome to the stream. And guys, if you are enjoying the stream, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It is much appreciated. And yeah, hit the bell as well so you don't miss out any streams in the future or any videos I post. And speaking of videos, I'm posting another video later today. So obviously I'm streaming now. I'll be posting a video later today after the stream on market cycles. So feel free if you want to check that video out. But yeah, we'll be posting that later today. Mainly focus on 50-minute on gold, 5-minute time for energy, should have volume and trend based on predetermined pattern. Okay, nice. Keeping it simple, like that. Okay, yeah, I mean, that sounds good, to be fair. That does sound good. Again, most strategies are profitable. Majority of technically based strategies are profitable. And if you're using patterns, patterns have always existed in the markets. They probably always will exist as well. I mean, they will always exist because patterns are based on the psychology of the participants of the markets, and the psychology of people in the markets will most likely always be the same. It might start to change a little bit, but then that's when the patterns will change a little bit. We can recognize that. So yeah, there always will be patterns in the market. So when you're following patterns, stuff that repeats itself, all you need to do is just be consistent with those with those setups, which is the difficult bit. But once you are consistent and keep your own psychology in check, then yeah, you should be sweet. So yeah, just focus on those strip rules, Alpha, and you should be good. And Euro pound is just consolidating really. But yeah, still bullish on this one. I mean, as long as we stay above, that's why my stop loss is here. So the market can do anything it wants to do in here, as long as it doesn't break the level. I'm still buying, and even if it does break the level, still we're looking for a sell opportunity on the retest to go lower. So risk to reward, doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter. It does matter. Whether it wins or not doesn't really matter too much, because I can always take advantage of the sell if I get a retest, and it'll make back the loss on this one if it doesn't play out. But still above, so still looking for a move higher. We'll see how that gets going. AD into D, I'm looking for this one to move a little bit higher, back up into this area here. Looking for that next lower high. So we've got two equal highs up here. And I think we could be finding not necessarily a top for the market, because I'm not really looking to find the top for AD into D. This has definitely been a bullish market for quite some time. But I do think the market's starting to tire, and we could see a nice correction here, maybe something like that, back down to the lows. So that's what I'm eyeing up for AD into D. Just a bit more upside into this 1.108, and from there we'll be interested in some sells back to the downside. Morning Biggie Smalls, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. You're a JPY, of course, Daff, no problemo. Morning Sharif, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Okay, you're a JPY. So yeah, some of the JPY pairs took a little bit of a hit overnight / this morning. I was looking at some other JPY pairs, pound JPY, CAD JPY, seeing some downside. But again, the higher time frames are still very, very bullish for this one. Okay, so Euro JPY has in fact come back to the price swing high resistance, 144. Haven't seen some new highs, but we're back in that kind of resistance where price rejected from. Okay, so yeah, Euro JPY is still very, very bullish here. I know we're respecting those highs, but yeah, I wouldn't look in it too much. I'd probably rather wait for price to see a strong bearish leg, and then I'll start entertaining sells. But yeah, Euro JPY coming into that level, looks like we might see some downside back into this area here. This is where the momentum really came from. Could maybe come back to respect this area here, retest it, and then push back into 144. So something like this does make a lot of sense here for Euro JPY. A trade opportunity like that back to 144 off the retest of that level there. But yeah, I wouldn't probably push it past that, because we are starting to struggle a little bit now. But yeah, structure from daily, 4H, hourly is still quite bullish here. Nice area where price consolidated for a little bit, broke to the upside during London yesterday. So it could come back to retest that, and again see another bullish leg to the upside. If we do go and break through that, then maybe we can start to entertain some sells, back down to some of these areas, but only if that happens. But right now, structure is still higher highs and higher lows. So still expecting your JPY to push higher. Your teaching is very nice and simple, thanks. No problemo. I mean, that's what trading should be. It should be simple. It doesn't need to be complicated. Yeah, if you have it very, very complicated, it actually does more harm than good. If you try and get too detailed with it, what I've found is trading for what I've found from my experience is very much about compromise and kind of accepting, because with trading you can always get better. You can always be a better trader. Look more into the pair. Find out more detail to pick a better trade, and always pick the best trade. So you can always grow from that, but there has to be a point where you actually start to look at your trading skills and be like, okay, I've got this amount of knowledge, and this is sufficient for me to actually make money in the market. So as of right now, I just need to cement that knowledge. Rather than try and add to it, maybe just cement that knowledge, put that into practice, for a good amount of months, and then start slowly adding to that. But yeah, trading doesn't need to be so crazy. It can be very, very simple. There's probably people out there with very, very, very simple strategies that are still making money. And because if they have a big capital, you don't even need that much percentage. 5% a month could be really, a handsome amount of profit, really. So yeah, you don't need complicated strategies, even though that's probably what you see a lot on social media, but you don't. Obviously they do work once you understand them, but it's not necessary. But again, even though my approach to trading is simple, and the way I draw the lines, I draw the highs and the lows is simple, but there's a lot of stuff going in my mind when I am drawing it. So it's a kind of a process in my head that's coming out on the charts, because everyone will see the charts slightly differently, and someone who knows the same amount of knowledge as I do might even draw their chart slightly different to me and take different trades, because it just comes different, because not everyone's going to view the charts the same way. So there's a lot of processes going in my mind, subconsciously as well, because obviously I look at the charts a lot. So when I draw it looks simple, but there's a lot of stuff going in my head as well. So head and shoulders on USD CAD coming up. What do you think about that? Yeah, we'll take a look. Hey, William, welcome to the stream. My guy, welcome to the stream. How you been? Okay, so yeah, USD CAD. USD CAD is in that head and shoulder area. But if it does break and retest it, then I think USD CAD is going back to highs, because price for USD CAD is still in that kind of bullish. The momentum is still bullish from this strong move here. We could reverse, but I need to see some more evidence of that. And the way I draw my levels, I kind of just pick it out to be a little zone rather than drawing the whole wick here. So this is the area where I'm kind of focusing on. And then if price does form that head and shoulder, I would like to see price get back below this level, start to throw some wicks to the upside, and then we can snap some shorts onto that and target one there, target two. If that short does come around, but if it doesn't and we start throwing wicks to the downside, start rejecting this level here, I'm expecting USD CAD back to highs, really. So yeah, you're definitely right. USD CAD is in that head and shoulder area, but be wedged, because it is in that head and shoulder area. It doesn't mean the head and shoulder will happen. And typically speaking, we have formed a higher low in reference to that low there. The best head and shoulder patterns, you want price to come into the neckline area, or even sometimes slightly break through the neckline and then test that and then fall over. Those are typically the better trades. But yeah, keep an eye out, see what happens in this area. If we do get underneath this and start rejecting it, then that would be a nice little head and shoulder pattern. But if we don't and we start respecting it on the other side, throwing some wicks to the downside, then yeah, we could actually take advantage of those buys higher. So it just depends what price does. I mean, right now we're closing above that level. Not really any opportunity. I don't trade breakouts, so nothing there yet. That'd be great. Being a little busy with uni. Okay. How's uni been? I mean, yeah, to be fair, of course, university's a lot of work. That's why, I didn't quite make it. But yeah, I hope everything's going well with university. Nice sales on USJPY. What's your bias? Okay, got some sales on USJPY. Biggie Smalls really taking advantage of USJPY. Okay, so USJPY. Okay, so we pushed all the way up to 136,600. Wow. Okay, so if I drop to the low time frames to get a little bit more detail. Okay, so it looks like price has just formed a lower high there. So yeah, we could see a move to the downside. If that floor snaps there, then we could be looking at another retest of this high here, maybe even this high here if we're lucky. Which is 135,400. So yeah, it looks like we formed a lower high. We're coming to this 136 area. If that floor breaks there, then logically speaking, that would be the next level I'll be expecting price to head to. Again, the market is still bullish on the higher time frames, so with these sales, I wouldn't be trying to be too aggressive with targets. Obviously, could be catching the highs to reverse, but again, that's just theoretically speaking. So yeah, these areas here is where I'll look for price to come back and retest. Let me just stick to the 4H level rather than the hourly. So yeah, this is the level here where the market could come back to retest, maybe to go bullish, maybe to break underneath and go a little bit further. We'll have to find out, but that floor there in the hourly is important, because if that doesn't break, then we could still go bullish. But if we can snap through that, then 135, 600 is looking good. So, and I do like that wick there in the 4H, shows that price tried to go higher, but failed to do that. So yeah, if that floor breaks, it should be looking good for you biggie smalls. But yeah, just be a bit wary, because if we start bouncing from here, price could start to rip to the upside. But I'll see what dollar does, because dollar's in a very interesting area for me. And if dollar doesn't break back above this level here, then we could see some dollar weakness, which could help USD/JPY out to the downside for your sake, of course. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on the DXY. But yeah, it's USD/JPY shorts obviously against the momentum, so that kind of high up there on the 4H is probably where I would have my targets. I'm not too sure where you have your targets, but that's probably where I'll look for. No problem, happy to help. Yeah, it's going pretty well, less stressful, but it's all right. Yeah, I would imagine so. Is it like exam season, or yeah, because isn't university coming up to an end soon? Aren't you guys breaking up for summer soon? Or is it just full on exam season? Okay, so euro pound moving choppy still. I mean, it's gonna have to take something to break through that. Let me go check Lee. What did I just say? Let me go check quickly. I just created a new word there. Check Lee. Let me go check quickly the economic calendar. Just want to see if we've got any euro, any pound news coming up. Okay, so we had pound earlier today, which gave us that spike on pound USD. Euro, okay, we had euro as well, which probably gave us that spike to the upside in euro pound. Okay, so we got CAD news later at 1:30. So yeah, everyone looking to trade that little head and shoulders pattern USD CAD, do watch out, because CAD news at 1:30 could take could cause something to happen. And we do have, okay, got USD at 2:30 as well. Okay, so mainly just CAD later. AD overnight. Okay, and then we've got some pound news tomorrow. Okay, interesting. Okay, so yes, CAD later. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this one. I've got some pound news tomorrow, so if I'm still in this trade tomorrow, maybe that pound news could give me a little help into my direction. Yeah, just done exam season last month. Okay, last month, been providing my funding evaluation since then. Okay. Well, I hope exams went well then. I hope exams went well. What year are you in, William? What year? First year, second year, third year? Hey Smith, could you please analyze crude oil? Of course, I'll take a look at oil. I haven't looked at oil for some time actually. Okay, wow, we've been falling. Okay, so last time I was looking at oil, we were trading on this break and retest over here. Break and retest over there, so I was looking for price to come back to these highs. Didn't quite make it at 124. Didn't quite make it. We've obviously spilled over since then, so let me look at the higher time frames. Okay, interesting. Okay, so Yeah, oil is lacking a little bit of information for me. We pushed higher, failed to make those highs, and now we're dipping below aggressively. So again, oil is quite fundamentally driven. So I really don't trade it that much, because if I was going to trade oil, I would like to know or understand the fundamentals a little bit more if I was going to trade oil. But this one, yeah, definitely bearish right now. We've got a key level of support that the market could be attracted to here at 96. So you can see markets tested it many times, and obviously we just spilled over, breaking outside of that consolidation there. So if you're looking to get involved with oil, I'll just be focusing on this bearish momentum here. Key support there if you want to push the targets a lot. There's also that higher low there on the left. But I'll be looking to see if we can snap a retest of this consolidation, because we broke out with a very strong candle in the 4H. Not even an hourly retest either. So yeah, if we can climb up, I'll be watching 108, 109 for a retest, for some more sales to the downside. You can push it back down to the lows, or we can push it into 96, depending, you know, your kind of style and how far you want to push the trade. But 108, 109. Looking for some sells on the break and retest of the range, and a lot of momentum came from that, so it should be a nice place to place a trade. And you've got that low there, or that key zone at 96, so 99 or 96 to target. But yeah, sticking with that momentum, everything is turning bearish right now, so I wouldn't entertain any buys. Only if we break through the range and then start to retest it like so, then I would I would entertain some ideas of buying oil. If we to break back above, retest the highs of the range, then we can find some buys off the back of that. But if that doesn't happen, even if we creep inside the range a little bit, you know, still having that sell bias, staying in tune with this bearish trend here and that bearish structure. So yeah, pull back is what you probably want to be looking for. 108, 109, grab some shorts from there. Obviously wait for some entry signals, and then yeah, you can push the trade how far you want to push it, but more downside is what I'm seeing for oil. On long time, okay, so higher time frames. Oh, second year, okay, second year. Wicked. Mate, still a young buck, William. Still a young buck. Okay, so yeah, oil on the long term, so I'll be looking at daily, weekly then. Let me just identify some key levels here on the left. Okay, so we've obviously got that high there, the market spike through, struggling to break through. Okay, on a longer term scale, if we hold this 115 area, we could actually dive a lot deeper actually. We could actually come back to retest this high here at 75. Again, this is just only technically based. I recommend, if you're trading oil, to maybe try and stay in tune with some fundamentals as well, but just strictly speaking, technically based. If we reject this level and don't break above, then I would expect to see oil take a dive back down to 75 and retest that structure there, that height that we broke through. So on the daily time frame, the best kind of trade for that would be a break, and we can break and retest of this low here, break and retest of 95, or if we were to pull back up again, form another lower high, and then grab some shorts maybe on the retest of that level, because we've got one high up there, a lower high, could be seeing a third, and then the rollover. The market does tend to move in those threes. So yeah, long-term scale, as long as we don't break through 115 on the weekly, then I think 75 is our next target for this one. If you do break above, then of course, most likely we'll start to head to those highs up there. But if we don't, then 75 is my next target for oil. And even on the short-term basis, you know, looking for that break and retest there as well. I am buying oil 104. Please stop loss or TP. You're buying oil 104, stop loss or TP. I'm I'm not sure what you meant by that. Is 104 your stop loss or your TP, or is that your entry price? You're buying all at 104. Yeah, what's the plan behind that? So yeah, 104 is here. Yeah, what's your plan? You're buying it to where? Like I said, yeah, that's my bias. That's what I see happening for oil. If you try and take advantage of a pullback or the retracement, there's not really much evidence yet the market will retrace, going to the lower time frames. Still a little bit dry. Maybe you can form a double bottom here or some higher lows. That would be nice to buy into. But only if something like that does happen would I, recommend getting into any longs. Other than that, it's a little bit scarce in my opinion. No problem, Samir. Happy to help. Okay, yeah, sure thing. We'll take a look at gold. Gold's been very, very choppy this week. My important level will be 92.93 for oil. There's 92.93. Okay, so you're talking about just underneath what I've drawn my level. I mean, too far, we just discussed that a little bit. So basically around that area then. I mean, that is a very key support, because if that breaks, then like I said, nice break and retest. We are probably heading back down to 75. Again, that zone as well could act as a nice support for another move higher. But again, you still take advantage of both the buys and the sells as well. You didn't have to just look for the sell there. If you do respect that, could be a nice buy. But yeah, certainly that area there is what I'm looking at for oil as well. That could be where we're headed to next, to be fair. That could be where we're headed to next. But as for more of an intraday, intra-week, still bearish on oil. We'll see what happens here. And again, long term, if we reject 115, I'll be a bearish as well long term. TP hit on Yushiwa sales, thanks again. No way, TP hit. Well, where was your target? I thought you just entered the trade. Oh snap, USJY is dropping. I did not clock that at all. Literally the last time I looked at this was like 5 minutes ago. Price was trading here, then now it's suddenly just dropped. Jeez, did not expect to see that. Wicked stuff. Yeah, I mean, USJY, to be fair, it does. I mean, of recent times, it's been obviously flying, but. If you look back at this times here, USJY is very up and down. It's very up and down. So the direction hasn't always been there for USJPY, but in terms of just respecting level after level after level and bouncing in between, it is quite good for that, because it can just you find a good resistance, find a good level to work from, enter, move quite quickly, then get out. But obviously, as recently, it's been trending very, very aggressively. But yeah, nice push to the downside there. Is that happening with all JPY pairs, or is that dollar seeing some weakness? Okay, maybe it is dollar seeing some weakness. We are respecting this level here. So yeah, if dollar maintains that level and doesn't get back above, I mean, that is a nasty wick there, then DXY could be taking a dive here. We'll see what happens at that level, and could be heading back down there, because if you look at this, the market's still printing lower high after lower high, which is giving us a sign that dollar is struggling. And yeah, it does not look like we're getting back above that. That candle's about to close in 6 minutes and 40 something seconds. The 4H candle will close in an hour's time. So I'll see how that 4H candle closes, because if it closes like that, then I'm expecting some more weakness for DXY, which is what's probably driving USJPY down. Your USD seeing some upside, pound USD probably seeing some upside as well. Maybe that could help USD CAD out. That could help USD CAD for that head and shoulder. If you get back underneath, respect it, boom, could see a nice head and shoulder for that one. Again, USD not on the watch list for me, so not entertaining that trade. But if you are looking at USD that could be something to look at. GJ, of course, take a look at that. Ibrahim, no problemo. Entries at 136, 546, TP was 135.85. Take a look. Done for the day. Wicked. That's good. I mean, again, that's the beauty of trading as well. You know, trading, all the hard work for trading comes in the preparation, or the learning, the practicing, the back testing, the forward testing, the failures, the learning from the mistakes. That's where the hard work is done for Forex, or trading, I should say, in general. But actually trading, you know, it shouldn't be a lot of sweat. You know, it should just be waiting for price to come to you, doing something when price gives you the signal, entering trades, waiting for them to play out, exiting, and then done. And there's not really a lot of heavy lifting on your end. It's just the market doing what the market does and taking advantage of that. So yeah, I mean, again, day trading, pick a session. Once that session is over, you can be done for the day and rinse and repeat tomorrow. Obviously, swing trading for me is a little bit different. I'm kind of active throughout the day, but it's not so active where I'm at the charts looking. Like, I only do this for the streams, but when I'm not streaming, set alerts, price hits the alert. Thank you so much for subscribing. Set alerts, price hits that alert, enter a trade if I get the signal or not. So it's very relaxed. There's nothing really to do. But obviously, when I'm practicing back testing, that's where all the work and the preparation is done. But actually trading, you know, there's not too much effort needed. It's just a lot of waiting and being disciplined. But yeah, use JPY, quick snap to the downside and you're out. Wicked. Where did you enter? 136, 546. Okay, so right up here, nice entry. And target was 135.88. 5. Okay, so price is literally just tapped into that now. Nice. Okay, so you're looking at more low time frame area then. You go to 15, even 5. So somewhere around here then. What time frame did you enter the trade, Biggie Smalls? Love that name, Biggie Smalls. Okay, yeah, I said I was gonna look at pound JPY, didn't I? Okay, so pound, oh no, that's pound NZD, my bad. Pound JPY, okay, so another JPY pair. This one hasn't quite hit the highs yet, but again, it's another JPY pair which has come into the resistance of the highs. So this is where price is rejected once, obviously a second time, and it's now starting to do it a third time. So like I've been saying for the JPY pairs, they're all still definitely bullish on the higher time frames, but they're all starting to show some signs of depletion, maybe besides USD-JPY, to be honest. But all the rest of the other JPY pairs are showing signs that they could be looking for a deeper correction / reversal soon come, because they're starting to tire and they're starting to not have that same energy they had breaking level after level, high after high. Now they're starting to struggle a little bit. Yes, they are breaking eventually, but they are struggling a lot. So those swing sells will be coming up very, very soon for JPY. Probably next month, I would say. Not saying you can't find some sells right now, but I'm talking about the swing long term, you know, trades that I'm looking to get for. Obviously day trading, you can buy and sell everywhere. But yeah, for GJ right now, price is respecting that resistance there. So naturally speaking, for pound JPY, it's still having that bullish bias. I believe we're retesting this resistance here. So yeah, yesterday I highlighted this area here, and I said if you can get another retest of this level around the 166, that could be a nice place to buy it back up again into 167,500. But again, targets, I'll just keep it to this level, to this zone, rather than try and push it to any highs of the wicks or anything, because this whole level now is where sellers will be sitting. So yeah, for this one, you probably want to drop lower time frames to make the risk reward worthwhile, preferably rather entering around here. Still 176 pip range from the level to the level, from where price is right now. Still is almost 100 pips, but it's all about the risk reward. You know, how big is your stop loss going to be? But yeah, pound JPY for me, another push back up into that zone, and then I'll see what price does after that. If we break through that, that obviously changes up a lot of things. If we fail to break through again, then we could be looking at pound JPY rolling over here. We could be looking at it rolling over. But as for more of a intraday move, still to the upside for pound, back into 167, 500, 168, and then I'll see what type of price action I get here, whether we're going to break through or reject a fourth time, and then some sales could be looking better maybe later on in the week. Okay, so on the 30-minute rejection. Okay, so do you enter most of your trades on the 30-minute then? Or do you just enter whichever time frame looks best? Entry on the beginning of the 15-minute candle. Let's have a look. Okay, so that big wick there is what I'm expecting for the rejection candle you're talking about. And the next 15-minute candle would have been this candle here, I'm suspecting, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that one closed at 8. So the next 15-minute candle would have been this one here, that bearish one. Okay, oh, the beginning of it, so when it opened, okay, made sense. Well, nice trade there, nice trade. Left the fat wick there. I mean, I suppose now you're going to be done for the day, come back again tomorrow, see what happens with price action, and then make another judgment tomorrow if there's going to be a trade. Nice, I like that little routine there. And again, a big part of trading is the routine. You know, if you can't repeat your routine, then the chances of you being consistent with your trading and seeing any type of success is very, very, very slim. You know, if you're trading at different times, always picking and choosing which pair, not sticking for a plan, even picking and choosing different strategies. You know, you can't be consistent. And the goal of trading is not to catch every move and to beat every move and to buy and sell every move. It's just to buy some moves, sell some moves, miss some other moves, catch these moves, take a loss on these moves, take break evens. And the process of that and the consistent process of that is what will make you the trader. Which is what I meant earlier about trading being a lot about compromising. You know, you're going to have to sacrifice some moves just because they just don't fit your plan, and catch some others, take some L's, take some W's. But yeah, all of that is what makes the consistency. Oof, what a rejection from that level there. Okay, Euro pound is just still consolidating here, not moving well at all. Again, it's just still that local level that price needs to break through for us to see some upside. And after that big wick on that previous 4H candle, not looking too good. So we'll see what happens with this one. If we break underneath, we'll take the L, get back in for the retest to go down. But we'll have to see. But there's some ugly price action. Very, very ugly price action. So that must mean pound's very, very strong then. Must mean pound is very, very strong. It is seeing some upside. Strong rejection from that. So yeah, pound is quite strong. But I think that's just off the back of what dollar's doing. Dollar is not having a good time at all from those highs. So yeah, if dollar sustains that, the most important thing I'm looking for is that 4H close. But from an hourly point of view, it already looks like we've rejected that. So yeah, we could be seeing 104 and then 103 400 for the DXY here, which then, like I said, could take pounds and euro USD higher. I'm still bearish on them, so I'm not going to really look to take advantage of those buys. I'll be waiting for them to go up for some sales later on in the week. Good morning, Mohammed. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Morning, Ross. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Can you have a look at GU? Provide me your thoughts. No problemo. Okay, so first I'm just going to take into account DXY, because DXY is not looking good at all. And if DXY closes like how it's looking right now in the next 55 minutes or so, when this 4H candle closes, then I am expecting to see dollar fall. And naturally off the back of that, I'll be expecting to see pound USD rise. Obviously this is our price swing low here on the left that the market formed a few weeks ago, and now we're using that as support right now at 1.22. So as long as we stay above this, price for me is most likely going to come back into that high there. If we snap through that, then you're looking at 1.24 there as well. So yeah, pound still looking bullish. The sales would have been good if we broke through that level, but obviously now, as you can see, we did not. So yeah, with dollar showing signs of weakness, most likely we'll head lower. We'll wait for confirmation on that 4H candle close, but hourly looks pretty confirmed, so I'll be expecting dollar to drop, which will take pound USD up. So yeah, for me, pound back up to 1.23200, and then if we can snap through that, 1.24 as well, and then even maybe come back and retest this support here, which I was looking for last week, but we never quite did that. Came pretty close here, but didn't quite come and test it. So you know, those are the three kind of levels we're looking for to see price head to. Again, I'm still bearish on pound from the higher time frame, so I'll be waiting to see if we can get to 1.245 to sell. But yeah, from what I'm seeing now, dollar and pound and Euro USD are kind of all in sync. And if that 4H closes any shape, form, how it's looking right now, well, most likely we'll see dollar drop, which will take pound USD and Euro USD up. So yeah, pound for me, intraday / maybe next couple of days, probably will see some upside, 1.232, 1.24, maybe even 1.245 up there. Depends how weak the dollar is or strong pound is. But yeah, we are respecting that low there, so bullish bias there for pound USD. Overall, I'm still bearish, but intraday, I do think we'll see some upside, and it could actually last a couple of days, to be fair. But yeah, GU looking strong. What's your bias for pound USD? Bullish, bearish, neutral? But yeah, it's not looking good for the DXY at all. Euro's looking strong. How's the other USD pairs playing out? NZD/USD seeing some upside. I mean, this one is so bearish, and it's so close to these lows here. You know, you would expect it to come tap into those lows, but it might not do that. AUSD, again, so close down to the lows here, but seeing some upside. USD CAD, what are you doing? Oh, USD CAD creeping back below. What is going on there? That gap down. No, it didn't. It didn't gap down, did it? There's no gap there. I think the broker's just being a bit weird. We're going to a different broker. Yeah, there is no gap there. Yeah, sometimes it does that. I have no idea why. FXCM is a little bit dodgy. Still a good broker, but on TradingView, sometimes gaps for no reason. But yeah, if it does stay, but if it gets back below this and starts to reject that, then the USD CAD sales could be back on and move to the downside there. We'll see. We will see. Head and shoulder could be in play. Morning, Mary. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing well. Any pairs you're looking at? Yeah, it is quite confusing. I expected you to continue dropping today, but it came back to level. It broke it in London session. Yeah, I mean, it's been, again, there'll be times when pairs are a little bit choppier and it's a little bit difficult to work out the bias, or sometimes, it's inevitable you'll get your bias completely wrong, which is fine. It can be a bit annoying to get the bias wrong, because sometimes you have the bias in your head, like a sell bias, and then there'll be a buy opportunity. You're looking at that buy and like, nah, it's not lining up with my bias, I'm not going to take it. And it turns out that buy opportunity worked and your bias was actually wrong. So obviously with those type of situations, you just have to bite the bullet. But yeah, I still have a bearish bias overall, pound and euro, but it looks like they might see some upside first before they do continue those higher time frame trends down. And from what I'm seeing with the DXY as well, DXY is looking like it might see some downside as well first before it does see some upside as well. Because again, higher time frame still definitely bullish, but we might see a bit of a correction phase here that could give Euro USD and pound USD that correction as well. So could see some upside for them. Again, still sell bias. These levels here are both levels where I'm looking to sell the market. So if Euro USD does come up into this level and I see some good rejection, I'll peek over to the DXY to see how that one's looking at the time as well. But if I'm getting some good rejection from either one of these areas, I'll be looking to sell Euro USD because that's my bias. I'd rather take the trade, be it wrong, but at least follow my bias, follow my plan, because then I can actually work from there. But if I'm taking trades that go against my bias and go against my plan, and they fail as well, and I've got no leg to stand on really, so there's no really point of me taking that trade. So yeah, I'll still be looking for these sells. Same thing for pound as well. Got some levels marked out to see if we can roll over from them. But we'll have to wait and see. Are you going to take USD CAD short? No, I'm not going to take USD CAD short. It's a good trade, but it's not on my watch list. And I've got to be really disciplined with that, because I trade so many pairs, as all of you guys may know, and I can't be dipping in and dipping out of so many pairs. I've tried that in the past, doesn't work out too well. So I've got to be strict and pick the pairs that I have on my watch list. Every weekend I go through all pairs, all the pairs, so I'm always analysing every pair top down to the bottom, so I do spend quite a bit of time analysing all pairs. But I'm confident in my analysis and I'm confident in my bias, and I pick the 5 best pairs. Not necessarily the 5 best, because sometimes I could have 10 pairs that all look good, but I just got to pick 5 because I just have to, because that's like a good sweet spot for my focus. Not too many pairs, and also enough to give me some good trades as well. But yeah, I picked my 5 pairs, and USD CAD is not one of them, so I'm not going to be placing a trade on USD CAD because it's not my watch list. And again, when I do these streams, I'm analysing different pairs for you guys, and there will be good opportunities which I can spot on the pair, but I know I shouldn't be trading it because it's not in my plan. So even though it's tempting as it is to be placing a short on USD CAD, if I do see some good price action here, we get underneath, throw some wicks to the upside, that's literally my strategy to the pit really. But it's just not a pair that I'm trading this week, so if it was to lose, it just wouldn't make any sense. Sold GJ this AM with the news, and I'm done for the day. Nice, Mary, nice. But I'm keeping an eye on GU, wicked. GJ did take a little bit of a dive. All the JY pairs, they took a little bit of a dive. Well, pound took a dive because of the news, but the JY pairs took a dump as well as a collective, and I don't think they had news either. I think they just saw some weakness. But yeah, nice move to the downside there. What time frame do you enter your trades on, Mary? I'm interested to find out. What time frame do you enter your trades on? But nice move there. Can you please show your watches? Yeah, sure, we'll take a look. I do post my watch list every week on my Telegram channel, so it's always there for you guys to see. But yeah, we'll go through that. How many pairs do you think a beginner should trade / watch? I would say it depends. If you're a day trader, I would say keep it to three pairs. I'd say 3 pairs is good, because then 3 pairs you can really get some good knowledge for that, because it's not too many pairs where your attention is scattered, and it'll be difficult to learn because there's always something going on in each pair. So I would say 3 pairs is probably a good amount, because 3, you'll get enough opportunities where you can take trades, not necessarily to make money, but just to learn from what happens, win or lose. And 3 is good because you can pick some diverse pairs. So you can pick like a dollar pair, maybe a yen pair, or maybe a commodity like gold or something, so you can get some diversity on that. But I'd say 3 pairs is probably a good amount to learn. It's not too much, and it's not like too less, if that makes sense. That because 3 pairs you can speed up your learning quicker than just doing 1 pair, because obviously there's more opportunities, more things going on, but it's not too much where your attention is just scattered, if that makes sense. So yeah, for a beginner, I would say 3 is a good amount. But again, each person might be different. Some people benefit for more, some people benefit for less. You can start with 3, see what happens there. If it's resonating with you, stick with it. If you're wanting a little bit more, add to that. If it's too much, then obviously take away. But yeah, Euro Pound on the watch list. So in some buys for this one, looking for a move to the upside. This is the level that I'm been looking at. Price me retesting it really well throughout last week and the week before that. Had a big move to the upside. Price is now retesting that as support. So I'm looking for a move back to highs now for Euro Pound. If we were to break below, then I'll look for a retest and some sales into the low of the range down here. Into the low of the range here. So Euro Pound is a pair on my watch list, 1 out of the 5. This one had a neutral bias on, because my bias was going to be determined what happens with this level here. Right now it's testing it as support, so I'm bullish bias, looking for buys. If it breaks underneath, I'll change my bias, look for sales into the lows of the range. Had a really big wick last week to the upside, so I was looking for us to go and fill that wick to the upside if we can stay above that level there, but we will have to see. Next pair on my watch list, Euro USD, looking for sales for this one. See if I can get a lower high forming at one of these levels, or just come back and retest that. But like I said, still got a sell bias for Euro USD. We've got these lows here. I was expecting the market to go and take out. We failed to do so. Then we've got this high low here slightly, so I'm looking for the market to go and run these lows here. Still got an overall bullish bias on dollar, even though I'm still expecting it to come down in the short term, but long term still bullish. And similar with Euro USD, long term still bearish. So those are the levels I'm looking to short Euro USD from. So looking for a trade for that one. NZD CAD had a sell bias for this one. This was on my watch list, and again, market just failed to give me that head and shoulder. I was looking for a head and shoulder here for NZD CAD. So 1, 2. I was looking for the third, and then the move to the downside, because on the higher time frames, on the daily, we had this really nice kind of wave that was forming here. So we had the first drop, second drop, and I was looking for the third drop, which is happening right now. I just missed my entry on this one, but it's playing out pretty well. So NZD CAD, Euro USD, Euro Pound, missed NZD CAD. CAD JPY had a sell bias for this one, but it broke through the level, so no trade there for me at all. In fact, it's actually retesting now as support to go higher. Not looking to trade that because I had that sell bias, but could move to the upside. I'll be looking to see if we can get back below, retest that as resistance, and climb to the downside again. Got some targets here at 102 and 101, but not playing out as I wanted to. And AUD into D, I'm looking for price to come back up, retest this area here. We've got a nice double top up there, so I'm looking for the next lower high, because we've had this long-term bullish trend which is starting to run out of juice. So I'm looking for that next lower high, preferably around this area here, 108, 800, which lines up with that resistance down the left, the price swing high, and then looking for that next lower high for drop into that level there. So this one, just sent an alert there, nothing else for me to do. CAD JPY needs some more development, and the CAD missed that one. Euro USD need that one to pull a little bit higher, and Euro Pound, obviously I'm trading that right now. So those are the 5 pairs that I'm got my watch list for this week, and every week I'll review the watch list, review the pairs that I didn't trade as well, and create a new watch list for the next week, and just stick to those 5 pairs. And they give me multiple opportunities, even though I do trade them on the 4H and hourly. They, average probably get 2 or 3 opportunities a week, which is like 8 to 12 opportunities a month, which is more than enough. Sometimes it can be more as well. I'm buying USD CAD. What was your entry price, Emmanuel, for your long on USD CAD? Okay, you enter on the 15 or 30 minute. Okay, nice. Yeah, I've never really found too much love for the 15 minute, but 30 minutes sometimes I do enter. Hourly and 30 are my entry time frames, but it's mainly just hourly, to be honest. Sometimes I might look for a slightly entry early in the half an hour, but I may stick to the hourly. Gold. Okay, a little bit eager to see gold. I actually didn't look at gold, my bad. I was supposed to look at gold earlier. My bad. Okay, we'll take a look at gold. Are you in Euro Pound buy now? Yes, I am. I am in a Euro Pound buy, which is moving sideways, unfortunately, but if yes, doesn't the daily bother you? Not too much, no, because my kind of theory plan behind the trade is just a break and retest of that. I'm looking to see if we can get this higher trend to continue. The daily isn't moving well. It is throwing some wicks to the upside, yes, but with Euro Pound, it does kind of have explosive moves, and sometimes the wicks can be deceiving. Any other pair might bother me a little bit more, but I'm trying to be consistent as possible and just take my setup, because I've found, looking over my trades and the pairs that I have on my watch list, that sometimes I'm a little bit too picky with my trades. Like with this entity CAD opportunity here, I could have gone for the double top, but I said I was going to wait for the head and shoulder. Didn't quite form, missing out on that move. With Euro Pound here, I could have been thrown off by the daily because of those wicks. But at the same time, the exact opportunity of what I'm looking for, which is the break and retest and the 4H, is happening. At the end of the day, if it doesn't work, I'll take the L and then take the sell. And if this buy doesn't work here and it comes back down, then the sell will be a very, very high probable opportunity. Reason being, because me and some other people, we buying this break and retest, that would have failed, giving us some nice liquidity to the downside to take advantage of those sells. So if that doesn't happen and we drop lower, then the sells will be good. Obviously, I'm part of the liquidity, but hey, sometimes you gotta give yourself some support. But yeah, if we do respect the support, then I'm still expecting price to go higher, and that's going to fill those wicks on the daily and the weekly as well. So the daily, yes, it doesn't look the best. It doesn't look the best because of the wicks. I do obviously realize that, but the break and retest is happening, so I'm taking the trade. But yeah, back to gold, because I was supposed to look at gold twice, but I haven't actually looked at gold yet. Okay, so Goldinho, let's see what's happening. Uh, 30 mins, I was using 200 MA and a retest of 200. Okay, we'll take a look in a second. Okay, so yeah, gold, like I said, for this one's still in that range, so I'm not looking to trade gold until we get to the highs or lows again, because gold's just been all over the place. Had that kind of equilibrium point through here, or the middle of the range, 50-50, but it's just been hectic, so I'm just focusing my buys. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. focusing my buys and my sells at the lows and the highs of the range, which is this zone here and this zone up here. So that's what I'm looking to get involved. Anywhere in here is a no-no for me. So yeah, gold's rolled over. It's broken through the 50 level there of the range. So as long as we can keep this up, gold most likely will just drop back down to the lows of the range here at 1807. So maybe a short from the equilibrium point could be something to look into. Again, I'll probably advocate just waiting for gold to get back to the lows first before entertaining any setups. But we've broken out this consolidation here, and you could probably catch a trade here on the retest of that before move to the downside. Maybe not the best trade in the world in terms of the position. The trade does make sense, you know, we're failing to sustain those highs, so most likely we will head lower. So it does make sense. Break and retest of the range, you know, a good setup, but it's just the location of the trade. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if price suddenly just breaks through and then decides to go higher, because you know, in this area you can see it's very speculative. But again, it's up to you if you want to take that trade. Like I said, I'll be waiting for price to get to the highs or to the lows before I start entertaining anything on gold. In this area, it doesn't make too much sense for me to stick any buys or sells. So yeah, gold could head lower. If you respect that, don't get back above this 1836 level here. Now we'll be expecting gold to come back down to 1808. Other than that, I'll probably hold back on gold until we get to some of these areas. But yeah, neutral on gold, really neutral on gold, just looking for it to come to one of those key areas. From a day trading, intraday point of view, some sells will be looking good if you can just maintain those lower highs. But yeah, it's just not the best opportunity in the world. Price action has been quite poor. Do you have a day job or are you full-time trader? No, I'm a full-time trader, unless you count YouTube as a day job. And YouTube is a bit more than a day job, isn't it? It doesn't really have set hours. Oh, thank you, Ross. No problemo, man. No problemo. Appreciate your time and knowledge. Much appreciated, bro. Again, all the kind messages, guys, you leave on the chat. Very grateful indeed for all of them. But yeah, if you are enjoying the content, you know, finding it useful, entertaining, any of that good stuff, please be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe, hit the bell, drop a comment. You know, any of that good stuff is all appreciated. Obviously that YouTube algorithm will be thanking you indeed, or I'll be thanking you indeed. But yeah, if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to leave a like. Hey, another subscriber, wicked. Thank you so much. Welcome to the fam. But yeah, as you can see, currently Euro pound not moving too well. It's formed this local level of resistance here, which has struggled to break through, which probably, you know, it needs to snap for this trade to really get going. If it does come back underneath, then we've got the fake out there to the upside. We'll look for the retest and catch the sells there. Again, the risk reward both ways will probably at least be above a 1 to 2 anyway. So you know, profit will be made either which way, but we'll find out. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on those other pairs. Aliens D just sent an alert. There's nothing else for me to do here other than wait for price to come into those areas. Thanks again, Miko. I rewatch your streams 4 or 5 times a day. It has really helped my trading. Much appreciated. No way, 4 or 5 times a day. Wicked. I mean, that's music to my ears. It really helped your trading. Great. I mean, that's great to hear. That is great to hear. I mean, that's obviously the purpose of the channel, the purpose of the stream as well. So if it's actually helping you, you know, improve your own trading, then, you know, I'm doing my job. So yeah, great to hear. That means you must be really sick and tired of my voice then. If you're always playing back my streams, you must be sick and tired of my voice. Bro, Euro USD move. Okay, we'll take a look at Euro USD. USD CAD serious rejection, so should start buying, I think. We'll take a look at USD CAD as well. But yeah, Euro USD, we're seeing some upside now. Price is rejecting that support there on the left. It's a 4H support, as you can see there, but on the hourly, we've obviously got the support down here, so it doesn't quite line up. But yeah, Euro USD is seeing some upside, but like I said, I'm still have that sell bias. We had this big move to the upside off the back of some news. No real structure formed off the back of that, so I'm still bearish as long as we stay below that level, but preferably this level. 1.05700. If we can come and tap that level again, form a third lower high, then I'll be looking for some shorts off the back of that for move back down again. And yeah, targets will be the lows all the way down there. So that's literally what I'm looking at for Euro USD. Some sales back down into those levels there. If we break through that, my bias is wrong. I'll take the L on that, but Euro USD still bearish bias for this one. Hopefully the market can come a little bit higher, retest that level, and then yeah, looking to sell it. And if it does break through that, then I've obviously got this level here as well, because this is the level we have the range. So if you break back into that, now we're back in the range, and that's where things get really interesting of what could happen next for Euro USD. But still pushing down is what I'm expecting for it. But for intraday move, buyers are looking like the best bet. DXY is looking like that one's about to sell off, so we most likely will see a move back down to 104 for the DXY, and Euro USD most likely will see a move in the obviously the opposite way, back up into that level there, and that's what I look to judge my sell position from. I hope that made sense for Euro USD. Price action is not the best anyway. We'll take a look at USD CAD. What do you do in your free time while waiting for price to fall into place? Well, most of the time I'm actually just either working on my YouTube channel, or I'm either back testing and practicing strategies that I'm working on in the background. So I do have my main strategy, which I'm trading right now, implementing right now, but I do have other stuff that I'm working on, potentially a bit more intraday, intra-week sort of systems, which not really finalized yet, but I'm still working on. So I'm working on those in the background, and most of the time I'm just learning, reading about other things. I'm doing a lot of learning right now because I left uni, so fortunately didn't get a degree, but just because I left uni doesn't mean my education stops. And with trading, I've already got the skill, already got the ability to trade. Obviously I'm always trying to get better and better, but I've already got that kind of threshold I already need to trade. So I've got to make sure that I'm actually learning, pushing myself in other areas of life in general. So finance, business, history, geography, the world, politics, all that sort of stuff I'm doing reading on. So yeah, a lot of my time is actually just like learning other stuff that will benefit me in the future, working on YouTube or back testing and some other stuff that I'm working on in the background. But yeah, that's mainly what I'm doing, because the actual practice of trading it's not very involved really. It's a lot of waiting around and just kind of monitoring yourself, your psychology, because trading is definitely less is more. Don't try and force the market to do anything. And I found also that if I watch my trades a lot, it affects my psychology a lot more. So the alert system on TradingView is very beneficial to me, because then I can just set alerts at my target areas or entry price and let the market do what it needs to do. But yeah, that's mainly what I do in my spare time. No way, mate. It's like having a mentor. I mean, it is to be fair. I mean, I mean, a mentor will be a bit more personal, to be fair, because I need to understand you a little bit more. But yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean, because again, I mean, literally all my kind of trading, all my knowledge, I just, replicate onto the streams. So, you can literally understand, how I trade mostly by just watching my streams, really. And obviously, I'm obviously trying to get better and better, but in small increments, because I don't want to do it too fast. Because if you do it too fast, then you're not actually trading what you know. You're just always trying to improve, and you're not going to get anywhere from that. So I'm trying to learn, implement, and go through cycles like that. But yeah, I mean, if you look at my earlier streams and like my streams from, I can't remember when I started streaming. It's more than a year. If you look at my first streams, probably about a year and a half ago, and then you look at my streams now, you can see that my trading style and my trading has improved, and it's a little bit different to what it was then. So, a year and a half in the future, towards the end of next year, maybe my trading style and the way I trade will be changed again. And it's just a progression of that. But yeah, you can obviously take a lot of information from the streams. Which is why I do them. But yeah, Euro pound is not doing too well at all. But yeah, NZD CAD, that is gutting. That is absolutely gutting. I was looking for that third lower high. Obviously, in hindsight is a wonderful thing. Should have just gone for the double top. Trying to be a bit too neat, going for the head and shoulders. But yeah, the plan worked. I mean, I always publish my watch list for the week on my TradingView. I've been doing that for the past couple of months or so. So you can see these are my watch list for the week. So the most recent 5. So NZD CAD, CAD JPY, Euro USD, Euro Pound, and AUD. Those are my 5 pairs for this week. And then for last week would have been USD CAD, Euro USD, Pound JPY, AUD, and ADCHF. And then those would be for the prior week. So for this week, AUD, as you can see, I'm just waiting for that retracement back into that zone there. Looks like it's on its way, so hopefully we can get there. Euro Pound, like I said, taking a break and retest there. We'll see what happens. If it does climb back underneath, I'll take the sell in opposite direction. Euro USD, looking for the sell. Like I said, those are the zones I'm looking at, 1 and 2. CAD JPY, that one didn't play out. It just broke through the level. Didn't get an entry anyway, so didn't take a loss, but the bias is not working out. And NZD CAD, which probably would have been the trade of the week, played out pretty well. Just about tapped the zone, 0.83 zone, tapped it, and it's rolling over to the target. So fortunately, missed the opportunity, but I'm not going to catch them all. No problem, man. Happy to help. I mean, I know a lot of other traders do other stuff in their free time. I mean, I'm not too sure actually. Seen some other YouTubers talk about it. Some people just play games, to be fair, which makes sense because you've got all the time in the world. Well, not all the time in the world, but you got a lot of time. And playing games is good because it can take away your focus from trading, so you're not always thinking about what price is doing. Then you're playing the game, so your attention is focused on the game. Obviously, there's probably more productive stuff you can do in your time, but hey, I'm not gonna tell people what to do. And gold's been so choppy. I mean, I had a couple of sells here last week. Gold was not favourable for me last week at all. So yeah, I'm waiting for price to come back to the extremes here. To be fair, in my defence, the range hasn't been confirmed yet ever since we bounced from this level. When we bounced from that and broke to the upside, that confirms the range, because now we respect the range, respect the support twice, and obviously respect the resistance 3 times here. So that to me confirms the range. So for gold, I'm just going to be waiting for price to come to extremes. Like I said, there could be a nice little sell there, intraday style, but nothing I'll really look into, to be honest. So yeah. Euro USD setup was clean today, ain't lie. Euro USD bias is what I believe you're probably talking about. Yeah, Euro USD has seen some upside. I mean, it's respecting off that prior resistance from last week, turned support, it's bounced off that a few times now, so it is reacting to that. Nice wick to the downside there. And I'm still bearish on this one, so it's not a trade that I'll be looking to take. But the key thing I'm looking at is that 4H closure, which is about 20 minutes. That will confirm to me the downside there, which will show Euro USD coming up to my entry price. Then I'll just monitor what type of price action I get there. If I see a signal, I'll look to take the trade. If not, then nothing there for me to do. Please check out AUSD, of course, and US30, no problemo. AUSD, to be fair, actually AUSD is probably the pair I should have picked for my watch list rather than Euro USD. Reason being, had a really nice level here that I just noticed yesterday, because I was too busy focusing on this price action here that neglected these lows here. But you can see that acts as really nice resistance this week. Price tapped into it a few times, then rolled over. So yeah, AU definitely still bearish on this pair. These lows here, price almost took out. You can see very, very close, didn't take out quite, but I feel like price is just on its way to go and do that now. 0.68286 is where I'm expecting price to push down into. So yeah, I was about to say Euro USD. AUSD for me, more downside, back into support. If you're looking for some entries, I'd probably say wait for a pullback. We've got this consolidation, that price broke through. Nice little retest of that will make a whole load of sense. And then we've got one lower high here, first lower high, second, and then potentially a third. And then you can get the rollover into support. Again, targets could be this support here, or you can be looking at the prior wick down there. It's up to you how you want to place your targets. But yeah, AUSD, more downside for this one. First, second, third, and then a drop to the downside there. So yeah, AUSD for me, onwards and downwards. Doesn't quite line up with what the DXY is doing, but I'm just going to focus on AU right now. Just see the price action of that pair, not make it too confusing and take into account so much information. So yeah, AUSD pull back to the upside, back to 0.69437, which is the support here. And then if we can reject that, expecting price to roll over. Hope that made sense for AUSD. And US30 to get into that. Yeah, of course, catch some nice pips on the buy. Well done, man. Do you just trade your USD then? Or do you trade other pairs as well? US30, so I've actually looked at the indices this week, to be fair. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so yeah, indices still pretty bearish. Have we tapped into that high? No, we have not. Very, very close though. 29601, very, very close into that price swing high there. Okay, yeah, still bearish on this one. Really nice level here though. If we can tap back into there, that would make sense. You can see where the price is throwing all those wicks. If we could tap back into here, that would be nice and catch themselves to the downside. We do have a gap over here though. We do have a gap. Price might want to go and fill first. Interesting. I mean, to be fair, either one of those areas, if you respect that, I would expect price to roll over. But if we climb a little bit higher, tap into the gap and then come back down, then yeah, same thing. But still short bias. This is the wick I was expecting price to come and test. It came pretty close before pulling back up now. So we still do have an incentive for price to roll over and see some more downside. So yeah, 30800 or 312.12. Probably said those in the weirdest way possible. But those levels there, that's where you could be basing some nice shorts from. But yeah, still bearish for US 30. Wouldn't entertain any buys. Could see some upside, yes, but a bit more aggressive for my liking. I've been in the AUC since the breakout on the Asian session. Okay, wicked. Do you trade the Asian session then? Yeah, do you trade the Asian session? F and F Forex. Do you trade the Asian session? The first time being here, I must say the live action definitely feels better than the replay. I mean, much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. You know, you are here on the live stream. But yeah, I mean, on the live you can actually ask me questions and I actually react to what you're doing, obviously, and not just the replay. But I've got so many streams on my channel, so there's a lot of replaying to do if you're going to go through the streams. But yeah, welcome to the stream. First time live, debut. Entered around 0.6946. I will take a little look. Where is that? 0.6946. Oh, okay, that's right on the breakout then. So yeah, wicked, nice trade there. Where's your target for the trade? F and F Forex. Squeeze F Forex. Yeah, well, where's your trade? I mean, not where's your trade? Where's your target for the trade? Hi Hamid, welcome to the stream. I'm doing well. I watch you use DGR40. I trade other pairs. Okay, fair enough. Okay, GR40, interesting. So stick to one FX pair and then some other indices. Nice, like the balance there. Gold trend daily and 4H. I mean, gold 4H trend is sideways. 4H is sideways. It doesn't really have a trend here. You can see the past few candles hasn't really gone anywhere. So for me, the trend on the 4H time frame is sideways. And gold so far we've seen is a bearish trend here. We've seen downside consolidation, false break higher, and the market dumped, giving us that bearish leg past these lows here. Now we're just seeing consolidation. So you know, the market can do anything right now. It could reverse, it could break down and continue, but the trend here is bearish. But right now we've got consolidation on the daily as well, really, to be honest. But 4H consolidation daily, I'll still say bearish because of what price has done recently, but anything can happen in this consolidation. If we break and retest the highs, then I would be changing my bias on the daily. If you can break through the lows and retest that, then I'll be expecting the trend to continue lower, which is why I've been saying, if you haven't seen my weekly analysis, feel free to go and check that out. Most recent video on my channel. But I said the breakout of this consolidation with gold will tell me which highs, which level price trades to on the weekly. Because we've got these highs up here, which price came so close to take out, as you can see, failed to do that. Then we've got the lows here, and price came so close to take that level out there, as you can see, but failed to do that. So we've got a build up of liquidity for gold above that wick there, above these highs, and below those lows there as well. So we've got price building up highs above that and below that. And it's up to price to decide which high or which low price goes to take out to grab that liquidity, because essentially ever since August 2020, price has just been consolidated for gold. It hasn't really made up its decision. So if we clear this to the downside, I'll be expecting price to come and test this support. If we clear this to the upside, then I'm expecting gold to come back to those highs, and that's what will determine my long-term vision for gold for its next move. But yeah, as of right now, it's sideways. Hey Paul, welcome to the stream. Hope all is well. Can you check oil please when you're ready? No problem, and we'll take a look. What time frames are you working on for oil, Paul? Lower time frames, high time frames, let me know. Yes, I used to chart more Forex back then, but can't manage the risk if I take every setup I see. Yeah, 100%. Can't agree anymore with you there. That's why I've always been very selective with the pairs I'm looking at, so I can always manage the risk, because at the end of the day, there's always going to be a setup on all Forex pairs. You have to be picky with it. You have to focus on quality over quantity, and less is more in trading, because if you go for the more side and the quantity side, you're looking at a lot of trades, and if it doesn't go well, you can really bite into your capital. So yeah, being picky, focusing on some pairs, I do advocate that. But yeah, we'll take a look at oil now. So yeah, oil I was looking at earlier actually, and for this one still got a bearish bias, so I'm looking for price to drop into 99, potentially 96, 95 down here. So far we've dropped out of this consolidation. I'm looking to see if price can come back and retest this zone here. Let me draw that a little bit neater. So come back and retest 108, 109, this kind of zone here, and look for sells to continue the move to the downside. Next target 100 or 90, 95, 94. And the reason being, we've got this support here where price has been collecting so many wicks, so many bounces, and this is where price could be headed to next. And we've got this swing here, which could also be a level where price is headed to next. So it just depends how far you want to push the trade. You're going to be a bit more aggressive. You've got 95 down here, a bit more safer, 99. Or if you do have a pullback to the upside from there, then this low here could be your target as well. Obviously, it just depends of your style, your risk management, risk reward, all that good stuff. But in terms of an actual setup, pull back into the range here, because we broke out on the 4H, never got the retest. Even on the hourly, broke out, never got the retest. So looking for a pullback back into 109, retest that, and then look at some shorts there to the downside into these levels. So for me, oil onwards and downwards, momentum still bearish, structure still bearish, just wait for a low high to form. Then get in your shorts. If we do take the zone to the upside, then you can look at some buys on the retest like so. But that's the only way I would entertain any buys if something like that happened. So not only clear the low of the resistance, but clear the high, the low of the range, but clear the high of the range, come back, retest it, then some buys will be looking good. But if not, more sells for oil. I do sometimes when I see an opportunity with AUD pairs. Oh, okay. So where do you what country do you live in? F&F Forex. Do you live in the UK or the US? Uh, 0.67865, we'll see where that is. 0.67, 0.67. Okay, so you're going for some new lows. Nice. Okay, new lows. 0.67, 865. Wait, are you going for some new lows? No, you're not. Wait, are you? Mate, my maths is awful. No, it's not even maths, it's just reading, to be fair. 0.6786. Okay, you are going for some new lows. My bad, I was tripping there, my bad. The market is still definitely bearish. I would suspect you have some targets here on the left. where price is wicked here, which you could be using as some targets. I'll just be a little bit careful because it is a bearish market on pretty much all the higher time frames, but it's just not the most powerful. It's not really trending that well. See, it's very up and down. So I would be careful coming into this low here. If you're taking partials, that would be a nice area to do that in. Obviously, respect your target because that's your target. You know, you don't want to be exiting the market too early just because of what I said, and it goes and hits your target. So you've got to respect that. But this would be a nice area to bank some partials in just in case price does reverse, just to protect your trade a little bit. But yeah, the market is still definitely bearish. New lows can be seen. I'm expecting new lows anyway, to be fair. But if I was in a short, you know, that would be my target rather than trying to look for new lows. So if that is your target down there, I would advise to take some partials here. But hey, you do you. Yes. No problem. Okay, happy to help. GJ Longs 1H. Yeah, I was looking at the longs. I was looking at the longs for this one on the lower time frames. Well, not personally, but for some other people on the stream. Yeah, I said on the breaking me test of this little 166 level, I do think price could push higher back into the highs because we've got this big daily zone here, which I'm not too sure if price will break through or hold. We'll have to see more when I get the daily candle closures, but we are pushing into these highs here, so I'm looking for another retest of that level. Whether we'll break through or not, I'm not too sure. But we've got the high here at 167.807, and yeah, I'm looking for another move back into that. Whether we break through or not is up to price, but that move to the upside makes the most sense for me. So yeah, pound JPY for me, back up to one. Are you looking to buy that, or are you already buying that, William? But yeah, it's looking like more upside for this one. Again, a lot of the yen pairs are still very strong. They did see some weakness London session, but higher time frames are still very strong, and fundamentally as well, yen is still quite weak. But yeah, guys, we are coming to the end of the stream, so any pairs that you want me to take a look at before I do end the stream, let me know. But obviously I will be live again tomorrow, same time as always, 10 to 12 UTC +1. So yeah, I will be live again tomorrow, and if I do get any setups, I'll obviously put it in my Telegram, so feel free to go and check that out. Links in the description to that, and also if you scroll to the top of the chat, there's a link to my Telegram there. New York session begin in an hour, probably should wait an hour or two. Okay, you're gonna wait for the session. No, okay, you just got the signal, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I suppose you could wait. I mean, I think we do have some dollar news later. I'm not sure how that will affect the market, but we do have some, I think it was dollar and was it CAD? Okay, yeah, dollar at 2, no, that's Thursday. Okay, so we got CAD at 130 and dollar at 230. Says Fed Chair Powell testimony. Not sure how that's gonna affect the market, but hey, we'll find out. We will find out. Nasdaq, no problemo. Take a look. Thanks me. No problem, Biggie. Thank you for coming to the stream. Okay, we'll take a look at this one. Okay, so okay, Okay, I'm just getting my bearings a little bit. Okay, so we've got a low here, which looks like price is almost coming into. Daily will come back to respect that. We've obviously got the low there. Okay, so for US 100, price is still making these lower swings here in the market. Okay, so with this one, we still got that gap as well. Okay, so that could be an interesting area because we haven't filled the gap. We've come to test the gap. So we threw some wicks there. Was that Monday or last week? Maybe last week. Threw some wicks to the upside. Actually, yeah, I think it was last week. Threw some wicks to the upside, but we haven't actually filled the gap yet. So we do have an incentive to move higher, to go and actually fill the gap and retest the kind of the high of this box here at 11853, and then see some downside. Because I'm bearish on these pairs. If we were to break above the gap and start seeing some higher lows form, then that's when I'll change bullish, sorry. See some upside, because we do have this consolidation which price broke through, never got the retest of. So if we do start seeing some higher highs and higher lows form, I wouldn't be surprised if we do come back to retest this consolidation, but only if we break above that gap, because for me that gap is a very, very important price level, and we've just about tapped it there, but we haven't filled the gap, and it's important the price does fill the gap. So yeah, we do have an incentive to move higher, so maybe some day trades to move higher, possibly. Not really my forte. I'd rather just wait for the sell to come through, and then take it back down again. But yeah, 118.50 sells back down, targets wherever you want it to be. Ideally back to lows, but you don't have to obviously take advantage of the full move. If we break above the gap, then we've got the consolidation up there we can look to trade into. That's what I was. Okay, you're thinking of that same thing. Yeah, gaps are very, very important, to be fair. They don't happen a lot in Forex, so I don't really trade them much in Forex, because a lot of participants in the market is very, very heavily traded. So yeah, Forex doesn't gap a lot. It's very, very, it's very, very clean. Some do, and sometimes it does happen, but most of the time, typically now as well, back testing, I see a lot more gaps. But now, recent times, don't really see a lot of gaps anymore, Forex. But indices, for what I've seen, it does have its fair few gaps. Not all the time, but it does. Maybe in the low times it might do a little bit more. No problem, Paul. Happy to help, man. But we have actually come to the end of the stream, would you know it? So yeah, guys, I will be live again tomorrow. So I hope I see all of you there. Be there or be square. Just rhyming for a second. But yeah, hope to see you all there tomorrow. If you have enjoyed the stream, guys, be sure to leave a like. It does really help the channel out. Grateful for all the likes you guys leave on the videos. So, if you want to leave a like, feel free to go and do that. Subscribe to the channel if you want to join the fam. Much appreciated. Again, we'll be streaming every single week, posting analysis on the weekend, and also I am posting a video later. Just reminded myself, I'm posting a video later on market cycles. So if you want to watch a video on market cycles, be sure to check out that video. It will be posted after the stream. And yeah, I will catch you all tomorrow. Check out my Telegram if you want to. Link in the description to that. Post my trading setups there. But yeah, guys, have a good one, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. No problem, Paul. Happy to help, my man. Happy to help. But yeah, guys, see you tomorrow and have a good one.
Oh.